Here we're on the Priefert Ranch. We're doing another segment of our web blog. Some questions that I get quite frequently is, where do you set up your stands? How do you set up your stands? Um, what areas so you get the most traffic? And when do you do it? So basically what I'm going to talk about today is when I'm setting up a stand is you got to have the right uh, opportunity. And opportunity for having deer is to have uh, food, cover, and water. It's your main ingredients. You're going to have deer if you have all three of those. So like in this area that I'm in here today is I've got roughly 100 and something acres of just solid timber. It's rough country. Got a lot of bucks staying back this direction, and that's directly north. I've got a lot of cover back this way. Well, in this general area, I had a cedar grove right here, and cedars aren't very good for deer or a lot of different habitat. It's an evasive species. They tell you to keep them under control, keep them sprayed, keep them killed. So I come in here with a dozer and cleaned out this cedar area and tried to leave as many oaks as I could. I said, what a better spot for a bow stand. So I come in here and look around and put in a bow stand directly back here. Well, if to my direct right is north, basically that bow stand is in the east or the northeast. Just like everybody else, you're never going to have a perfect setup. You've got to use what the Lord has given you, and that is, where was my best tree in this area? My best tree was right there towards the northeast, which is good because if I have a south wind, it's pushing away from my feeder or my opening, which was a good spot for it, was directly to the northeast. So with the south wind, early bow season here in northeast Texas, we have a lot of south winds. It's going to either be southwest or southeast or directly south. So I set everything when it comes to a bow stand set up that way. I don't set them up north wind. Some people will go in and find two different trees, have a north wind set up and a south wind set up. In this spot, I couldn't do that because I don't have a big enough tree anywhere else around to really put a north wind setup in this. I've got it on the east side, mainly because all my deer are to the west and to the north. This is where the majority of the cover is to my north and to the west. They're coming in from that direction, so if I have a direct south wind, I am cutting off very little cover of my scent blowing into that area. There's very little that I'll lose. So if I have a deer come in from the west, all my scent's going away from the feeder, and none of my scent, if they come into the feeder and eat, they could stay there for hours as long as I have a wind directly in my face that I'm looking at the feeder. They'll stay at that feeder the entire time until they're full and leave, as long as I have that wind going good. So that's the way I set it up. You always have to play the wind. I know there's a lot of different things and products out there that you can buy that eliminates your scent, eliminates all those things, and they work. Nothing is 100%, and I always play the wind. I've got all those products. I use those products. I like those products. But you still have to play the wind because nothing ever covers up man smell or a carnivore smell. It's always, and deer they have a nose like a bloodhound or better, I believe. They can smell you. So you always want to play the wind and use what you have.